All right, fuel pump time. Almost forgot to film it. There's the factory pump. There is my new one. Getting ready to reassemble. I managed to get it down in the factory pot there. I think it'll work. Get the bed up, the lift. Slipped it out. All right, YouTube. So I am finally getting around to putting my injectors in. So here's my new Bosch injectors. And all right, YouTube. So I'm a little bit behind on video, and I'll tell you why. So I've been working along, and I ran out of video card. So part of what I was doing, I didn't get on video. So I'm just gonna have to catch you up. So I bought a boat. Bought a boat, and I'm working on a boat carburetor, or I'm replacing a boat carburetor, amongst other things. My carry. The boy's got his transmission back, and he's got it in. He put it in the other day. He needs to finish hooking it up, but he put it in. So the boat had some issues. It's a nice boat. We've had some fun with it already, but had some issues with the charging system. Changed the alternator. Had some issues with the fuel system. Guy had a big Holley red pump on it, which was too much pump for it, and he had a funky regulator on it, which I don't think was functioning properly. Boat has an HEI in it, which, best I can tell from looking at the internet, it shouldn't have, but it does have, and it had some wiring issues and some stuff not right with it. So did some rewiring, upgraded to a super coil, thinking it might help it. Put a regular sized fuel pump on it, some new fuel lines, replacing the carburetor, gonna button up some vacuum lines, and I'm hoping this thing will do better. It's a 4.3 V6, 4 winds, 20-foot boat. It's a OMC Cobra outdrive. Pretty nice. Now, on to Mr. Fabulous, aka Ruben. Put the injectors in it. I think at the end of the other card, I'd put the fuel pump in it. Put the injectors in it, and it did not like it. Played with it a little bit. Put the air from the supercharger to the air box, and it seemed to be better, which told me it's just can't trim enough fuel out of the big injectors. So I said, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting exhaust on it, and move on, get a tune. So I got one header on. After I got it on, I realized that kicking around the shop for a few weeks, got one of my collectors dinged up, which is unfortunate because I got these nice V-band clamps I'm gonna put on. So I'm gonna have to straighten that out before I weld that on. This header, in the process of putting it on, had one broken stud in the manifolds. When I got the truck, pretty common on the LS engine, used the trick seen on the internet and all over, and still a little bit warm because I just finished it when I remembered that I wasn't filming anything. So took one of the old nuts off the exhaust manifold and did a little weld daubing on the end of the stud because it was recessed in the head slightly, and then welded a nut on the head of it, and it worked. Turned it right out. So yay, I'm ready to put the other header in. And I did mock up the rest of the intake system the other night with just some scrap pieces I had laying around, and it was too little too late. Plugs were fouled, ignition wires was arcing on the head, and just wasn't an ideal situation. It didn't want to run anymore. So May set this down, find my gaskets, slip this other header up in here and get it bolted on. Well, I gotta move some stuff around. I might pull these plugs out and clean them just to see if this thing will run enough to back out of the shop. But did talk to the dyno guy, a little disgruntled about that because I thought from talking to some people I know that it was going to be a fairly quick and painless, you know, a couple weeks and we'd be on the dyno getting a tune. And well, the guy they had's not doing tunes right now. He's taking a break for some family stuff, and the next best guy is working 10 weeks out, which puts me, well, Thanksgiving. So a little frustrated about that. I guess that's why I use carburetors, because if I can't do anything with it, fuss with it and play with it and make it work, then I can always just replace it like I'm doing with a boat. Are you gonna finish picking up my cotter pins off your floorboard?
Yeah.
Pick them all up. Jeez, man.
This is Biggie football.
Pick them all up. You can't just dump stuff on the floorboard and step all over it.
2 cents a piece, man.
2 cents a piece.
You're gonna lose all your money.
Alright, so I've taken it all back off the truck. Now I'm gonna weld it together
We finished.
officially at the joints and put it all back on the truck. You didn't even get to see none of the fitting because I was busy fitting instead of filming. A lot of stuff going on here today. Transmission driving out on its own power. Look at the grin on his face. He's on up the street, get a little heat in it, come back, we'll check the oil before you go around the block. Look at this one, in its natural habitat, an old car. Alright, so here I am, I'm just about to the dyno shop, riding up the road, got the truck in tow, and pretty excited. I just was thinking about video. The last 2 weeks have been a flurry of activity in the shop. I've been a very busy person. So, short story right quick. Started to get close to thinking I was ready for a dyno, and I started making phone calls and found out that the dynos that were being recommended to me were ways out for a wait list. I got right depressed about it, and then ran into another friend of mine who recommended this other shop. They said, yeah, we'll get you in. It'll be tomorrow, which was a little less than 2 weeks out at the time, and it then occurred to me that it was crunch time. So I've been very busy, built an entire exhaust system, finished up my intercooler piping, gave it a tune-up, plugs and wires because I had fouled the plugs. Basically buttoned everything up, and didn't film hardly any of it. And when I get it back, hopefully it won't be blown up and the transmission will still be intact, and I'll put it back on the left and give you a update of what it looks like. So here's hoping.